Hey YouTube, this is Dean making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button. Also, please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. Okay, Altoid Survival Kit. I cannot remember the last time I made one of these. I'm not a fan of them, and overall I think they're a bit of a gimmick, and you can buy them online, but most of the time they are rubbish. I have several. When I bought them when I was in my teenage years, going into my early 20s. If you are down to the contents of an Altoids tin, and that's all you've got to survive, you're in a desperate situation. Also, the gear you can fit in there is usually not enough to really help you a lot in survival. You have to compromise because of size. You have to compromise in size and space. So everything's a compromise. You only got little bits and pieces of it. They're really only good for 24 hours at most. What I think the Altoids tin is superior at is dedicated kits. So a dedicated fire kit, dedicated fishing kit, dedicated snare kit, whatever. So if you want to make a fire kit, make an Altoids fire kit, make a Altoids fishing kit. That is where these come into it. But to make a generic survival kit, then they're too small. And I understand the principle behind it. It's small, you can put it in your pocket. It's got a few things on it, a few bits and pieces that will improve your situation, and you can get things going, and with the few bits and pieces you might have in your pocket, add to the kit and go from there. But that being said, something's better than nothing. If you have this in your pocket and you're carrying it with you religiously, you get stuck out in the bush, you lose your day pack. This is in your pocket. You've got a pocket knife, a multi-tool. You should have a lighter with you anyway. You've got a few bits and pieces in your pocket, and you've got this. Your chances are better. So yeah, I always add a bag. I didn't put it in the bag to start with. It is a bit of a bugger to get in there. I've got bigger bags, but this bag fits it perfectly. It's just the Ranger bands and the rubber bands on the outside. You just wiggle it in there. Take 10 minutes to wiggle it in. Once it's in there, it just covers it all up. You put it in your pocket and it's done. The bag has a few uses anyway, so it's always good to do that. I've written the contents down on a list there. I'm not going to take it all apart, have it all laid out. I'll open it up and show you bits and pieces on the outside and that. Go through what's in it. It has got a fair bit of gear in it. I could probably add a little bit more in it. It's pretty full now. As you see, I've got things on the outside as well, because the few things I've got on the outside, if I put them on the inside, the lid won't close. I think if you cannot close the lid, it is functionally useless. So that's why I put a few flat things on the outside, and it's all good. It doesn't increase the size of the unit substantially anyway, and once you wrap it in a few Ranger bands and some rubber bands, it doesn't matter. It's still, as far as I'm concerned, a functional kit that still fits within the parameters of the kit without breaking the paradigm. Anyway, let's go on. I started off with a whole heap of Ranger bands cut down. We all know what they're for. Fire, mainly. Other uses as well. But I put enough on there just to make sure I had a fair few. So a whole heap of Ranger bands. And then a few rubber bands, because rubber bands are very useful as well. A few different sizes, they're not heavy duty or anything, just normal rubber bands. But you can use rubber bands for other things as well. A Fresnel lens, a Fresnel lens on the outside. I did see a good idea is to polish that there for a signal device. I could have done that. I probably would do that at one stage. Fresnel lens, it's covered in a plastic sheet just to protect it. We know that's starting fires. It's really good. Free fire if it's sunny. Bit of duct tape. This is the Gorilla T-Rex duct tape. I put waxed paper and then duct tape. The wax paper can be used for fire. Duct tape can be used for repair and fire. It is really good. I've got about a metre of it. Yeah, 60 centimetres of it wrapped up there. I didn't want to go too thick, just enough to get it going. I always put a bit of duct tape here to tighten up the closure. If you put a bit of duct tape there, it just tightens that closure up really well. And I put a bit of duct tape on the inside there. Also on the inside there is a Stanley carbide utility blade. If you see here, the inline there, that's stuck to the inside there, just so that it's all protected and it's there ready to go. So more duct tape and the utility blades there. I won't take all of it out, but I'll take some of it out. This is from Fusion Gear. It's a little mirror, just a little button mirror for signaling. Put it in a Ziploc bag just to protect it. 2 Tinder Quicks. They're the ones I make myself. Again, wrapped in plastic bags so it doesn't spoil them. Doesn't melt or do anything silly. This is some really strong cordage that I had sitting around, just enough to add into there. I think cordage is really important to add into it. There's enough there just to get you into, just enough to add to be useful, but not a lot. I actually had a lot more in there, but I cut it down just so that I could fit more gear in here, basically. Pair of titanium tweezers, very light. Always handy to have a nice pair of titanium tweezers in there. I could get the smaller ones. I thought about using I don't think they're on my other set. Yeah, they're on my car keys. I bought a set of the American gripper tweezers. I was thinking to get another set of them, maybe put them in there. Okay, mirror. Okay, the button compass. This is a plastic one. They're not real good, but I have bought a NATO brass compass set for the Southern Hemisphere. I'm going to swap it out. It's about the same size, and it's a brass one, and it's a lot better than this one. So yeah, I'll swap it out when it comes. I bought it from Fusion Gear. It's coming soon. These are handy. These are tiny little mini glow sticks. You just break them and they start glowing. I've got a whole little packet of them. So yeah, they're actually fishing lures, but yeah, I've got I don't know, 40 or 50 of them, but I put 2 of them in there too. One of my little peanut lighters, full of fluid, sealed up. It'll stay in there for however long you want, and fantastic. Just a little lighter. I don't want to go much more further, taking it all out. 4 1.2 guitar picks. Yeah, these are the really good ones. They burn really well. Ceramic striker. There is a ferro rod down there. It's only a thin one, very small. It's about that long, really thin, but I wanted a ferro rod included in it. Put a 63mm blanket pin in. I did put some brass snare wire in. Not much of a snare person, but yeah, always good. You can use it for repairs as well. Now down the bottom, running around the outside, is a jute forever match with its tube that runs around there. On the inside there is 2 heavy duty sail needles. They're down the side there. I told you about the ferro rod. I ummed and ahed about the jute forever match. It fit in there fairly well. I could have undone the knot because they put a knot here. It takes up a bit of room, but it's pretty good. It's a good addition. The ferro rod, you can get that going or use the lighter to get it going, and it'll burn for a long time. It's tinder, it's waxed jute. It's a really good addition, I think, and well worth putting in the kit. Now, right down the bottom, I put fishing kit. So hooks, various sizes. I've got down here, I've got big hooks, little hooks, a whole heap of split sinkers, various sizes, and 2 lots of fishing line. I bought some 10-pound braided fishing line, and just some fishing line I had here. I don't know what poundage it is, but yeah, 2 lots of good fishing line, a couple of swivels, and a whole heap of different hooks, little ones, big ones. I've got one big one. I don't like putting big ones in because you don't really need them. You can catch big fish on little hooks, but not little fish on big hooks. But I did put one larger hook here, but mostly around that size or a bit bigger, and a whole heap of split sinkers. So yeah, and a couple of different sizes. So yeah, down the bottom as well, there is a X-Acto blade. So quite a sharp X-Acto blade, and also um, a I've got it written here, wire saw. Now this is one of the really good, because you can get the cheap Chinese version, but my mate, who sadly passed away a couple of weeks ago, gave me the good American version. Well, I put that one of them in here. So it's got that there, and right down the bottom I've got a Fred, which is the Australian version of the P51. We call it a P38. It's a Fred, which is got a spoon, can opener, bottle opener, all mixed into one. It's down the bottom. And I also have a tiny little stainless steel 2-finger knife that fits in altoid tins down the bottom there. And it's flat, little serrated. It's serrated and straight blade. The blade's about this long, and it fits right in the bottom of the there. So that's basically covers the whole thing. Yeah, basically what I've got in there all over. I'll go through the whole thing again. So I've got duct tape, T-Rex wax paper, a Fresnel lens, Ranger bands, 2 Tinder tabs, a small mirror, a button compass, 4 1.2mm guitar picks, peanut lighter full, cordage, jute forever match and tube, 2 sail needles, heavy duty, snare wire, 1 metre brass wire, hand saw, one of the good ones, a ferro rod with ceramic striker, 63mm blanket pin, hooks various sizes, split sinkers various sizes, fishing line, 2 rolls of it, the stainless steel knife, X-Acto blade, the Fred, which is the can opener spoon, Australian one, titanium scissors, 2 mini glow sticks, 3 rubber bands, the carbide Stanley utility blade. On the Altoids tin, I've got duct tape on the lid and duct tape on the side here to tighten it up. I am going to add an oven bag for boiling water and swap out the plastic compass for a brass NATO compass from Fusion Gear, set for the southern hemisphere. Got most of the gear that I would think that a normal survival kit has in it. Probably hasn't got any medical stuff in it. I don't usually put medical stuff in it. Also don't usually put Puri-Tabs in it because they go off. I was thinking of putting a lighter in there, but this is a good little lighter. I don't need other lighters in it. I like making kits. I love making all these little kits. It's just that I'm not a big fan of these sort of survival kits. I think if you're down to this sort of gear, you're in desperate need. And the little bits and pieces that you've got in here, they're all one-time use sort of basic stuff, and you'll get a couple of little fires out of it, and a little bit of navigation, a little bit of cordage, and that's about it. That's basically it. The fishing gear, you might be able to get some yabbies or something here in Australia. I don't know if you'll be able to get any other, like, I've never had much success with fishing anyway, so yeah. But that's this. It's a fun little exercise. The reason why I did this kit was I saw someone did a survival lighter and he added a few bits and pieces onto it. I tried doing one and it was a debacle, so I thought, no, bugger it, I'll make a dedicated altoids tin. That way I know I can fit all the gear in it, and this one worked out a lot better. So yeah, anyway, that's my take on a generic survival kit. Please leave in the comment section if you think I've missed anything out. I've got not much room left in there. I pretty much couldn't fit anything else in unless I want to start taking things out. Yeah, as I said, I'm going to put a oven bag in there. I just fold it up. I might leave it on the outside. I fold it up and put it on the inside of here, and then put it on the outside of it. Yeah, there's pretty much, I can't think of anything else. Maybe some Band-Aids. That'd be the only thing. Maybe some Band-Aids. Yeah, just a couple of little steri strips or something like that. Just as a thing, and maybe an alcohol pad. Yeah, just for a little bit of that sort of thing. Yeah, that might be the only other thing. Anyway, that's my little Altoid survival kit. I've got one now. I bought one that I've still got, and it's I think it's 20 years old, and I'll just add this one to it, and that'll be the end of that. Anyway, thanks for watching.